Welcome to EntertainGents Spooktober. To get it kicked off here for the maiden voyage of Spooktober, we are going to be playing this game here, Dead Lab, which you can find online. It's a name your own price game. You can pay as little or as much as you would like to this developer, who can be found on Instagram at ashulag, as you can see there. But I'm here today with Conman. Conman, how are you feeling about Dead Lab?
Definitely excited for the Spooktober season. It's something I personally have been looking forward to for a little bit now. I just think there's a lot of cool stuff coming out, and I think we have a lot of cool stuff planned, so I'm really excited to see everything come out.
For sure. I don't really know what to expect from this game at all, other than a very brief plot synopsis that you are in a lab and something has gone terribly wrong. So welcome to Dead Lab. This month on EntertainGents, for the month of October, we're going to be playing through spooky games, watching spooky movies, and just talking about things that are spooky, because it just feels right this time of the year, and we love the vibes that brings us.
Absolutely. It is just an exciting time to look forward to. And I think a lot of the stuff that we are going to be doing this month has been stuff that we've realistically wanted to do for a long time now, but we've just been waiting for the time to come back around. And so, it's just really exciting to finally have it here and, feel that the patience that we put forward finally coming to fruition. So
we have a new Halloween movie coming out in the next few weeks, Halloween Kills. I didn't like that. I really didn't like that.
Yeah, I'm super hyped for Halloween Kills. I think I had a decent amount of complaints definitely for Halloween. I think I was a little bit more picky that.
You mean the 2018 one, correct?
Yeah. Yep.
Yep.
And I think I was pretty picky compared to a lot of people with that movie, and I still think with a lot of the time that I've had, I feel like I've come to accept and also appreciate a lot of the things that movie does right, honestly. And I think it
is that Hazen?
It definitely looks like him.
I'm sorry. Continue. Your issues with Halloween 2018?
I don't know. Like, that's just the thing, is I don't know what my issues entirely are, because I think it sticks true. It sticks true with it, but there's something that still feels off from a typical Halloween movie. But it feels good. It feels good. That's all that I can really say.
Yeah.
It feels a little bit more hokey, but it feels good.
There's definitely going to be an episode of the EntertainGents show on 2018 Halloween.
Alongside just the original Halloween, and probably, honestly, Halloween Kills as well.
Yeah, hopefully it's at least as good as 2018. That's all you can really hope for.
Yeah, I agree.
As we navigate here, okay, hello, sir. You don't look very nice. I seem to have solved the game. Alrighty, excuse me. Oh, this guy doesn't even know what's about to happen to him. Yeah, just double dog domed by Doug Dimmadome. That's me.
Is that a new sex move?
That is, no, he's the owner of the Dimsdale Dimmadome.
Oh, okay. I've never been to a Red Wings game.
Oh, that's fine. So I have this barrel which looks like it blows up, so we're going to blow this door clean open.
I like how it floats in the air.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that's about, the floating. Oh, actually, it looks like I can just climb up here. I don't know if I need to grab another. Yeah, I need to grab another box. Let me just do that real quick. So I am liking, like, this is obviously a game that you can get for free because it's name your own price. So if you don't want to give the developer any money, you don't need to. But it's cool that this is that this seems to be pretty physics-based. I guess not. Somewhat physics-based with how you can manipulate the objects in the game world. But it's a shooter, which is cool, but you don't really know what's going on in this dead lab. You're just kind of navigating it. I found a handgun, which has been a lifesaver thus far, literally.
This is giving me System Shock vibes.
I wish you didn't make me think of System Shock. I'm still waiting on that remake. They said it would be out summer of 21, but here we are, October 21, and they haven't even said anything about where that game is at. So,
yeah, there's a lot of games that I think are in development hell that people forget about a lot of the time. And it's kind of crazy to think about how much that we have, but also how much was like said that we would have and is still not here.
Yeah, I'm definitely feeling like we are in a really great period right now with games. New World just came out. Far Cry's right around the corner. Metroid Dread's right around the corner. There's some cool indie games I'm going to be covering on the channel very shortly that just came out. Have you ever played the games? Have you ever played the Fear games, Conman? Fear?
I have not, actually.
I played through them last year. This is making me think of that, probably mainly because it's a horror FPS, but they're pretty fun. It's definitely a hard line to walk when it's a shooter that implies that the player is being empowered, like I am here, I'll just shoot these guys. It's hard to walk that line of making you scared, but also making you able to fight.
Yeah. I definitely think...
I don't know where my pistol went is the issue right now.
So I was going to say, I didn't know if you noticed, but when you picked up that shotgun, it actually dropped.
I didn't notice that. I'm glad that you noticed that. I would have kept trying to switch to my... So I
thought that was an interesting thing that you could only have one weapon, because I feel like that's something that a lot of first-person shooter games don't do. I think a lot of games are afraid to have just one weapon, and I think more games should try to do it, because I think it adds so much more. I mean, I guess, like, how many guns could you really hold? You could hold about a shotgun and maybe a pistol if you tucked it into your pocket or your, the back of your pants or something.
And I'm not, I might not have a belt on that day that might cause my pants to fall down. Like, I'm not going to be putting it in my pocket.
Yeah.
So, like, this makes sense to me. When I activated that computer, it said it opened a door somewhere, but I'm actually out of ammo in the shotgun, so I don't know why, but I'm going to go through stall by stall here and see if I can get a jump scare.
I feel like that's such a horror trope that a lot of games don't even do it anymore.
Yeah, it's the same thing for me as like the hidden door behind the waterfall, where like so many people are expecting it. It's more surprising not to do it. Yeah, this game's obviously very unpolished. I don't know the story of its development or whatever, but we're just kind of trying to ease into Spooktober here, have a chill time. We have quite a few games lined up. We're aiming for at least one video a week or per weekend, and there are 5 weekends in October this year, which is awesome. We're going to be having some movies, as we already said, Halloween. There are other smaller games like this, other bigger games we want to touch on that give us this. Now, they don't have to be horror games necessarily. They just have to give us the spooks.
Yeah. I think Luigi's Mansion was one that we talked about. I think another thing, too, is trying to decide what we'll be doing with our streams, too. I think for our streams, we'll probably, depending on what we have that week, I think we're gonna try our best to play only spooky games for the month of October, but I don't think there's any promises with the streams as far as it is, because I think that's a little bit more impromptu. So if we don't have a game, we might not be able to, unfortunately, have a spooky game. But we're gonna try our best. That's all I can say is we're gonna try our best to have only spooky games, even with our streams. I'm just excited though, man. I have so much stuff that I want to do.
Right.
with this, so I think it's good. So you were able to pick up the pistol alongside the shotgun. How did you do that?
Oh, I didn't. Again, I didn't. I don't know why I'm not noticing this. I don't know. I just went back and picked up the pistol also. It may have been because I think I was holding the flashlight or nothing when I picked up the pistol. That could have been why.
That's interesting.
But yeah, this. I think it's safe to say this. I don't want to be rude. I can't make games for crap like this. Obviously, isn't the best horror game you've seen. But I didn't want to play. I didn't want to play Amnesia or Outlast or a game that everyone knows.
Right.
There's so many games, like, they don't have to be great or even... Sometimes they don't even have to work. Like, this game's giving me the spooks. I don't like watching their heads just, like, kind of phase through the walls and, like, be looking at me.
Right. Yeah, I think there's lots of things, that don't necessarily are scary. Like, I think of... Luigi's Mansion was the game.
A great one too, Metroid Prime. Like, that's not a horror game, but that game's so spooky, especially like the start of it.
Yeah.
Very creepy game.
Well, I know we talked about stuff like the Mario, all of the Mario.
Yeah, all the missions like
or,
with the booze. Yeah, right.
Luigi's Mansion or different stuff like that. It's the same vibe, just not a horror game, but. That's the thing about Spooktober is it's not about, the horror and scariness of it. Even Halloween, I would say, is not a scary movie, really.
Yeah, it stopped being a horror movie, I think, a while ago. It kind of is more of like a thriller almost, and like you don't. Like, Laurie's going to survive. At least I'm pretty sure she will. It's like, you're not really on the edge of your seat during these new Halloween movies. But it's still such a fun ride.
So
that you don't really care.
So, here's a little theory I have, right? I think Michael Myers is only as immortal as Laurie is immortal.
Okay.
And I wonder...
Man, I wish I knew what to do.
If, when Halloween ends...
Which is the name of the third movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that will be fitting.
Because I feel like with the daughter and the granddaughter set up, I feel like they're going to be trying to push them more as main characters, and I feel like Laurie will sacrifice herself. Oh,
so you think there's going to be more Halloween movies?
No, I think it'll be done.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
I mean, if at the very least, what I could see them doing is them killing Michael off.
Yeah.
And the movie ending, and it doing the classic horror trope where at the very end you see something kind of happen to just kind of throw it out there that Michael still might be alive, and then it ends.
Okay.
But I think that this is at least, unless we see a reboot, or, 10 to 15 years from now we get some sort of random sequel again. I think that this is the end of Halloween.
I hope so. Like, I know you haven't seen really any, like, you've only seen Halloween, the original, and then... Oh, I'm so dumb. I could have shot that. You've seen Halloween and then 2018. Like, that's about it, correct?
Yeah.
Like, I put myself through... I'm gonna say that I put myself through all of the sequels, and they get really bad, man. Like, I get that it makes money, but you don't need to keep making things until it doesn't make money. I know that it's easy for me to say that as someone who isn't receiving the hundreds of millions of dollars that a Halloween movie might make, but like, isn't it more worthwhile? Like, think long term. Isn't it more worthwhile if you leave a movie off a profitable and strong note?
Yeah.
And then come back to it and have it like when you have a fresh idea, like, come back to it as often as you have an idea, not as often as you possibly can.
Think about if studios put their time and effort into finding young movie makers that have the same ideas as a lot of these classic people like John Carpenter, you know, with their new ideas that they're coming out with and that they're pumping out, and the fresh blood that they're pumping into the horror series and things like that, the horror genre. Because, I mean, if they did, you know, they could have tons of new series. They could have new ideas all over the place. And so, like, I think even, you know, we watched Don't Breathe.
We did.
Very recently. And I think that, I don't know for you as much, I feel like I might be jumping the gun by speaking for both of us, but I was not, like, the biggest fan of it in every situation.
Yeah.
But
see,
there
that was a spook there.
Interesting things that it did, I feel like.
Yeah, like, I like that it was different, but I think it's... Well, we haven't really talked about Don't Breathe since we saw it, which makes me think we're not really thinking about it. Would that be correct in assuming that? Like,
yeah,
I don't really think about Don't Breathe now.
I think it creeped me out a little bit in the way that it wasn't just... It was a little bit more disturbing. It was disturbing to me, and I kind of...
Because it was grounded.
Thinking about it. But, like... I still think some of the things it did was very unique. And kind of
for sure.
I think the basement scene was really cool when he cuts the lights out of the power and the lights, and they can't see anything, and it kind of like level. It actually tips it to his advantage, really.
Right. Which that I know we talked about that when we watched the movie, but that scene was better in the trailer because they put music over it in the movie.
Yeah, for sure.
Which, like, just kind of defeats the purpose of the scene. Like, it should have been dead silent in, like, that level of darkness where, like, you almost can't see anything. So you understand that, like, they don't have any chance in this environment against this guy. Which is pretty cool.
Yeah, for sure. I still have not seen Don't Breathe 2. I don't know if I will. The first one was kind of disturbing. I don't want to throw spoilers out there, but for me, it was a little disturbing. It was weird. I had a hard time watching the second one after watching the first one, but I don't know. I mean, never say never. I might rent it or might, whatever.
Okay.
All right.
Hello, Sam.
I believe this is my cousin Jet, actually.
It definitely definitely looks like him.
The man on the surface is using you.
I can't walk closer to him.
His intentions are unclear. But what is certain is that you are in danger. I will make sure you reach the surface, but once you come face to face with the man, you must kill him.
Okay. All right.
Oh, wow.
So that was Dead Lab. We've been recording for 19 minutes. I got lost, I think, 7 times. Again, I'm hoping that this series will speak for itself as far as just like it's like kind of like have fun with it. Like try different things.
Absolutely.
Watch different movies.
I think that this was like the perfect thing. I think this was I think it took inspiration from a lot of things. I mean, you can definitely tell the inspiration it takes off of Half-Life.
Doom 3 too.
Yeah,
Doom 3. I mean, a lot of Doom 3.
The fear games like you mentioned before. It takes inspiration from a lot of things, and so I think playing these indie games are really cool because it's playing a game that is made by fans of the same things that we're fans of. And so, like, we don't have the knowledge of how to make a game because we've never put the time or effort into it that it takes to make a video game. And yet these people are the same fans of the same art and content that we are fans of. And
right.
That's what they're passionate about, is making games like that. And so
like
it's really cool to see that they put the games that they like, and they kind of just made like a hodgepodge of the stuff that they love from certain games.
Exactly.
And they're trying to make that a thing. And so it's cool. I liked that it's a to be continued because it shows that they actually genuinely see this being a big game. So yeah, I don't know. I definitely have showed interest before in trying to get some of these smaller game developers on and try to talk to them about through their process, and it only makes me want to do it more. But this has been fun for me, and I'm excited for the rest of Spooktober. So
yeah, this video will be going live October 1st. If you have any suggestions, or if you have any suggestions or ideas of what you might want to see covered for Spooktober, please either message us on one of our social media platforms. Links are in the description, or just comment down below. If there's a certain game, TV show, movie, comic, whatever it might be that you would want to see covered, that as long as it gives us the spooks in any way, we will cover it. It can be Luigi's Mansion, it can be Doom 3, it can be a mod for some game that's not a horror game. We'll do it because we want the spooks. This was the start of Spooktober here on EntertainGents. Until next time, be spooked.